right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A frosty start for some of us Tuesday morning. I'll show you the areas where you need to protect your plants.
The band are back. Airlines are allowing passengers who got unruly over masks to fly again. But was the federal government also keeping track of the bad behavior? We verify. But first, the mayor's mission.
I don't think there's anyone who hasn't been touched by gun violence in this city, and that's sad.
We sit down with the leader of St. Louis and her plan to prevent violence. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Mayor Tishaura Jones is creating a new office focusing on violence prevention efforts across the city. Our Pepper Baker is live outside City Hall. She sat down with the mayor to discuss the idea. Pepper.
And Mike, good evening. Yes, Mayor Jones says more than likely everyone in the city of St. Louis has been touched by gun violence in some way. The creation of the mayor's new violence prevention office will put all of their resources and efforts to combat and report on crime in one place.
At least once a month, I find that because St. Louis is so small, that I know someone who lost their life to gun violence.
St. Louis Mayor Tishaura Jones has violence prevention as one of her top priorities, especially as Public Safety Director Dan Isom tracks the city's homicide numbers during Monday's briefing.
We are currently at 51 homicides, and at the same time last year, we were at 62 homicides, and in 2020 at the same time, we had 47 homicides.
Jones is creating the Mayor's Office of Violence Prevention to put all of their safety resources in one place.
So we want to centralize that and make sure that there's a one-stop shop where people can go and call when they have questions about violence prevention efforts, what our efforts are, and also reporting requirements as well.
That office will be under one director and staff to push the incentives to improve public safety.
We have to activate our open spaces and provide activities for our young people to turn away from guns. We have to have good workforce development opportunities to give people access to pay that, or jobs that pay not more than a living wage, but a thriving wage.
Two fans headed to the Cardinals game weighed in on the city's efforts.
Tishaura Jones is doing a good job trying to, get things with the police and more protection, and they want to revitalize the city, and the only way they're going to do it is if they can get rid of the crime.
We got to stop the violence, like black on black crime. It's not okay. It's not okay. Any crime is not okay.
I mean, we have a beautiful city and a lot to offer, but the crime and things like that have just kind of deterred people, especially the people that live in the city.
Mayor Jones is hosting 2 town halls to hear the public's feedback and their ideas on her top initiatives. That also includes the $150 million commitment to North City and the pay incentives to retain city employees. The first one is on May 11th at the O'Fallon Park Recreation Complex, and that'll start at 6 p.m. Live in St. Louis, Pepper Baker, 5 on your side.
St. Louis police are stepping up their presence in downtown after 36 car break-ins this weekend. Most of those happen inside this underground residential lot at Printer's Loft. Surveillance video showed thieves following a car into this garage, and police say they then broke into 20 cars.
Well, a chilly night across St. Louis. If you took advantage of the 80-degree weather we had this weekend to do some gardening, you're going to want to protect those plants tonight. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with who's under a frost advisory tonight, Scott.
Well, the city of St. Louis County not under the frost advisory, but going north and west, we do find that frost advisory. One of the things that's a factor for tonight, skies clearing out. Here's your sunset this evening, looking back over Forest Park and out through the central west end as the clouds were working towards pushing out of St. Louis. Our temperatures have dropped back into the 40s to around 50 degrees, but the air is very dry. There is still a little bit of a breeze now. That could have an impact, and it may actually work in our favor. But along Interstate 70 going east out of St. Louis and then north and west of town, we're talking down towards Potosi, Steelville, Rolla, back through Washington into St. Charles, over to Grafton, and then points north and west. That's where this frost advisory is. Early morning low temperatures are expected to be down into the mid to upper 30s. That will be cold enough to get some frost. So if you planted this weekend, especially the summer veggies, the annuals, You're probably going to want to protect them tonight. Cover them up, a blanket, a sheet, really light fabric or paper. You don't want to use plastic. And then tomorrow morning, as soon as it begins to warm up, yank that off and let them enjoy the sunshine tomorrow. And there will be plenty of it tomorrow, but not for the rest of the week. More on that in a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott, thanks. A vigil tonight for a mother and her 2-year-old son who were critically injured in a horrific crash. They were ejected from their car when it was hit on West Florissant by a car being chased by police. Police arrested the driver they were chasing. Tomorrow, we're expecting to hear from the mother of a St. Louis County teen who fell to his death at a Florida amusement park. It's been 1 month now since Tyre Sampson died.
Today, his family filed a wrongful death lawsuit. 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon joins us with what happens next. Brent.
And Mike, until now, Tyre Sampson's mother has been quiet as she grieves the loss of her teenage son. Tomorrow, Nakia Dodd is expected to break her silence as she prepares to take her case to court.
5 on Your Side got a hold of this 65-page lawsuit the family of 14-year-old Tyre Sampson filed against multiple companies. It claims they should have done more to prevent the death of the St. Louis County middle schooler who was at a Florida amusement park on spring break. He fell to his death while on the world's tallest freestanding drop tower.
They never weighed him, no sign or anything like that. And then they put him in a manipulated seat without a secondary restraint system. So it was an accident waiting to happen.
Attorney Michael Haggard says the family's lawsuit is filed against companies who made or controlled the thrill ride.
It's a product liability lawsuit about the design of this ride, and also a negligence lawsuit as to how they operated it in Orlando, both the park and the operator.
The lawsuit claims the teen wasn't properly warned about proper height or weight restrictions.
In the manual it says you can't be heavier than 287 pounds.
Sampson was 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed 380 pounds. Haggard says most free fall rides have a shoulder harness and a seat belt, but claims this ride only has an over-the-shoulder harness.
The seat belt, you have this harness. A simple seat belt costs $22. There are 30 seats on this ride. Had they put a seat belt on there, they would have paid for it within the first 2 rides on the first night. That would have saved Tyre's life.
Tuesday, Sampson's mother is expected to address losing her young son.
Her goal is very simple, that no parent ever gets this call that she received that's changed her life forever.
Now, that lawsuit also suggests employees at the amusement park weren't properly trained. The family is seeking compensation and a jury trial. We will be there tomorrow as that teenage mother speak out.
2 teenagers are now charged in a deadly shooting outside Hazelwood Central High School. Police say Tywan Harris and Jeremiah Allen shot and killed Dwight Price during a robbery early Sunday morning. Price was a cab driver. The district says the school has no ties to the incident. Counselors were available today for students and teachers struggling with the news.
Jury selection got underway today and the trial of a Creve Coeur man accused of killing his pregnant wife. Today, Bo Rothwell waived his right to be sentenced by a jury. If convicted, the judge will determine his sentence. Rothwell reported his wife Jennifer missing in November of 2019. Authorities found her body a week later in Lincoln County. A group of St. Genevieve County residents is rallying to try and stop a strip mine they think could change their way of life.
The proposed silica sand mine would sit on roughly 249 acres. This would be on land off of Highway 32, about 5 miles south of the small community of Weingarten. 5 on Your Side's Holden Kerwicki has more on the concerns of those living close to the site.
Aside from the occasional passing car, things are typically quiet along Highway 32 in St. Genevieve County.
I grew up, me and my sister, we rode horses down here, we had chickens, and we just lived like this beautiful rural farm life.
Roughly 6 weeks ago, Lee McNeil and her sister, Jillian Ditch Anslow, got a letter in the mail stating that NextGen Silica planned to mine 240 acres just down the road.
This is not what this land out here is for. It's for us to raise our families on and grow crops.
We don't want this here. We don't want this near our homes. I don't want my daughter breathing in this silica dust, which is dangerous and a known carcinogen.
Best case scenario, they drop our water table enough to where we need new wells or we need to drill deeper to get to our water. Worst case scenario, they contaminate the water with the chemicals that they use to clean the sand.
While NextGen reached mineral rights agreements with multiple landowners in the area, the sisters started an online petition that quickly gathered more than 2,300 signatures.
We have to join together because we don't want this here. We will not let this happen here.
However, their options for stopping the mine may be limited since St. Genevieve County doesn't have a zoning board, though they believe a loophole in the law may be their last hope.
It's our county commissioners and our Board of Health trustees. We're hoping that they can enact a county health ordinance to put a stop to this.
If you'd like more details on exactly what's taking place, there is an informational session scheduled for 2 o'clock on Saturday at Our Lady Help of Christians in Weingarten. Reporting in St. Genevieve County, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
We reached out to NextGen Silica for comment on the story, but at this point, the company has yet to respond to our requests.
Tonight, the Missouri House passed a bill that would limit transgender athletes in high school. The GOP-led House voted 93-41 to require transgender students to compete on teams that match the sex listed on their birth certificates. Right now, transgender girls are already prohibited from competing on girls' teams unless they're undergoing hormone therapy. That bill now goes to the Senate. Unruly passengers causing turbulence. Airlines lifting their bans, but have the feds grounded them for life? We verify. Hidden dangers. The affordable ways to identify and fix the hazards in your home.
Chilly weather starting us out this week. Temperatures, though, moderate a little bit, but the rain chances are ramping back up. We're looking ahead towards the weekend, and if that rain could impact your plans.
We now know the name of the police officer who shot and killed a man in western Michigan.
Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schur shot Patrick Leoya in the back of the head after a traffic stop on April 4th. Video shows the officer pinning Leoya and shooting him while he was face down. Schur can be heard telling Leoya, who was not armed, to take his hand off the officer's taser. The officer is on administrative leave pending a criminal and internal investigation.
Mask mandates caused turbulence on airplanes, and now with those mandates lifted, airlines are lifting bans on passengers who got unruly over masks. But were they put on a federal no-fly list? Here's Brandon Lewis from our Verify team.
After the 9/11 attacks, the federal government created a national no-fly list. The list is maintained by the FBI's Terrorist Screening Center, and the Transportation Security Administration says it prevents people who are known or suspected terrorists from boarding a plane to or from the U.S. But what about unruly passengers? In 2021, the FAA said it received 6,000 reports about unruly behavior, and 70% of them were related to mask wearing. The spike in incidents led to calls to create a new no-fly list for unruly passengers. So let's verify. Is there a separate federal no-fly list for unruly passengers? Our sources are the Federal Aviation Administration, the Transportation Security Administration, the Protection from Abusive Passengers Act, and Delta and United Airlines. Currently, there is no national no-fly list for unruly passengers. Airlines can respond to unruly passengers by banning them from future flights, and the FAA can issue fines for bad behavior. Last year, Delta said it banned more than 1,600 passengers, and in February, its CEO asked the U.S. Attorney's Office to add their names to a new national unruly passenger no-fly list. So far, that hasn't happened. So, no, there is no separate federal no-fly list for unruly passengers. The existing no-fly list is only for people who are known or suspected of being terrorists, although Congress is considering a bill that could create one for unruly passengers. Delta and United tell Verify they're open to restoring the flight privileges of some customers who are on their internal lists on a case-by-case basis, and only if they agree to follow instructions from crew members. Delta said especially egregious passengers will remain permanently banned. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
What can we verify for you? To get in contact with our team of fact checkers, text the word verify to 314-425-5355. A Twitter takeover. Billionaire Elon Musk will officially acquire the social media company in an all-cash $44 billion deal. In a statement, Musk said, "Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy." Twitter was co-founded by St. Louis native Jack Dorsey. He stepped down as CEO last year. Late tonight, he tweeted that he trusts Musk's mission for the platform.
Well, what's better than home sweet home? How about home safe home, or at least safer home? Consumer Reports has ways to make your space more secure by protecting yourself from fires, falls, and other dangers around your home. It's a frightening moment. Walking into your laundry room, and instead of finding fresh, clean clothes, you're greeted by your dryer on fire. That's what happened to Jeff Renfro's wife.
My phone rang, and it was my wife calling from the basement, and she said, "Come downstairs right now and bring our fire extinguisher." So I ran downstairs, and our dryer was like just billowing smoke out of it.
A common culprit, lint.
It's estimated that about a third of dryer fires are caused by vents clogged by flammable fibers like lint. So it's really important that everyone has their dryer vent cleaned annually.
Cleaning your dryer is just the beginning in making your home sweet home into your home safe home. CR found the kitchen to be particularly dangerous, with over 10,000 injury reports in a 10-year period. Many of the incidents include burns and cuts, but some are traced to the refrigerator.
Your fridge may not be working properly, and you might not even know about it. And you might not know about it until it's too late and someone in your family is suffering from food poisoning.
Signs of a fridge on the fritz include softer than normal butter, or condensation on the fridge, or ice on the walls of the freezer. Keep a thermometer in your fridge and one in your freezer. The fridge should be at 37 degrees Fahrenheit and your freezer at 0 degrees. With your food and family stomach safe and sound, it's time to secure the furniture around your home. Here's how. Anchor dressers to the studs in your wall. Never use drywall anchors or toggles, as they can pull out too easily. And use a wall mount for your TV whenever possible. If you can't mount it, make sure the TV is on a stable piece of furniture and anchor the TV to the wall as you would a dresser. If you're looking for a new dresser, you can check out Consumer Reports tests to identify stable ones.
Let's get back to Scott talking about, of course, that chance for frost. You explained what we need to do with our plants, and how are we looking for the rest of the week?
You know, it's going to be a cool week until we get to Wednesday afternoon. We finally start to warm up, and then by the end of the week, the rain chances are back. And that's going to last into the weekend, as you'll see in just a minute. First off, though, we're looking out into St. Charles. St. Charles, one of the counties that's under a frost advisory for early tomorrow. You're saying, well, gee whiz, it's still 50 degrees in St. Peter's and St. Charles. Yes, it is, but temperatures are going to drop here. We have some clouds. They're scattered around the area. The winds have started to settle down. The wind settling down, big factor. Also the fact that our dew point temperature, the measure of how much moisture is in the air, is 36. That's kind of a first ballpark guess at where we would go with our low temperature under ideal circumstances. We're not completely ideal circumstances tonight, but you're getting there farther north and west of St. Louis, and that's where the winds will be much lighter. Look at Kirksville and Des Moines, already in the 40s. They had snow flurries up in parts of Iowa today. So we're going to drop back into the mid-30s in the coolest spots, around 39, 40 in the metro, and the clouds should keep temperatures a little warmer southeast of town. So frost is most likely as you go north of St. Louis and then back down to the southwest. Some of our low spots here over the eastern Ozarks, you get down Rolla, Steelville, over to Potosi, Ironton, you're going to see those temperatures down into the mid-30s. But grab a jacket when you head out early tomorrow morning, because you'll want to get out early. 5:44 tomorrow morning. You've got the International Space Station flying overhead, and skies should be mostly clear. 5 whole minutes to see that, and since you're up and out early, looking east, southeast just before sunrise, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn, along with that crescent moon in the east-southeast sky. So something to look forward to tomorrow morning, but you'll definitely need a jacket. We're around 40 in St. Louis out the door. Lunchtime at 54. Only in the low 60s tomorrow. Another cool morning Wednesday morning. Wednesday, we will turn the winds more out of the south. That'll get us back into the 60s by lunchtime, low 70s for highs as we head into Wednesday afternoon. And then after that, we've got rain chances pretty much on into next week. We're focused here on later Thursday into Friday with kind of our first wave, and that doesn't look to be all that active in terms of thunder. We get into Saturday, there's a better chance of seeing some thunderstorms. A few of those may linger into Sunday. We should be in the mid-70s this weekend. Not a complete washout. There'll be some dry time. Temperatures about average, low to mid 70s, but we will have to watch, especially on Saturday, for the potential of some stronger storms.
All right, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Well, Mike, Max Scherzer, our greatest pitcher from a local high school, and Jason Tatum, our greatest basketball player from a local high school, highlight this sportscast, plus a hit and run with Coach Drink. It should have been a magnificent Monday. You see, marvelous Max Scherzer had come and gone, and the Cardinals were one strike away from winning the game. And then it happened, and oh, it hurts. Second inning, Scherzer unstoppable. Dickerson, later Carlson, and then Sosa. 10 strikeouts, 7 scoreless innings. But Miles Michaelis was really good too. 7 scoreless innings, 5 Ks, 0 walks, 3 brilliant outings in a row. In the 8th, with Scherzer out, Tyler O'Neill, bang one to left. Cardinals led it 2-0. But in the bottom of the 9th, or top of the 9th, it happened. Dominic Smith with a shot. Paul Goldschmidt makes a great play. Giovanni Gallegos was late getting to first. 2-run score for New York. Mets end up winning 5-2. Ali, about Giovanni being late.
Pretty simple. We're going to make physical mistakes. That's a mental mistake. Can't excuse it. He knows it. We know it. He's got to cover first.
Love this story. A 25-year-old realizing a major league dream. This is Brendan Donovan. Today, the multi-positional and prolific hitting minor leaguer was promoted. Lars Nootbaar was sent to Memphis. What's been your all moment so far?
That's pretty cool. But it's just taking it in, just trying to enjoy the moment. And I mean, it's the same game. You just got to go play.
That's what the Chaminade grad is doing quite well. Only 5 players in NBA history have scored more points at a younger age than Jason Tatum. So he's been quite good for a while. But it's been this 1-week period against the Nets where Tatum has become a superstar. He was just unstoppable on the block with those shifty moves. Later, a thunderous jam, and then the great range on the 3. He had 29. He did foul out. Boston wins 116-112. They sweep the Nets. On Mondays, we often play hit and run with a sports celebrity. And Eli Drinkwitz, the Mizzou coach, is the highest paid state employee, about $4 million per year. So we thought he'd qualify for tonight's segment. How many pairs of Air Jordans do you own?
Over 20.
Who on your football team could join Dennis Gates' basketball team?
J.J. Hester, Luther Burden, Chance Looper.
How many Diet Cokes do you drink per day?
12 to 14.
Perfect night out for you and your wife.
CC's, a little Camus, bottle of wine, Cuban cigar to end it, and then I can't tell you if I'm going to put on some Marvin Gaye or not.
Good call on the Camus, by the way. That's classy. Oh, I love it. All right. Yeah. Vacation. You're going to get 3 weeks. What can you be doing during your trip?
Well, we're going to take the family down to Table Rock and have some good time there with not only my family, but our extended family. And then we're big beach people.
What coach's mind would you like to have for a year?
I think Bill Belichick, obviously the way he goes about and understands the game from a strategic standpoint, that would probably be my pick, although Sean Payton's offensive mind and prowess play calling intrigues me too.
Give me your football fantasy with details. September 1st, the opener against La Tech. What do you want to see? What do you want to watch?
That we can get that Furrow Field sold out. And I think it would be a great statement to our team and a great statement to the country that we're excited about Mizzou football and we're not going to take a backseat to anybody moving in, obviously in the SEC, but with a couple of people wanting to join. We want to set the bar and the standard and expectation. I'd like to see shoot. It wouldn't bother me if we return the opening kickoff for a touchdown. I mean, they do call him Touchdown Luther, but I'm not sure he'll be the guy back there.
Can't wait for September 1st.
Wait a minute, 12 to 14 Diet Cokes a day?
Yikes.
That's pretty amazing.
All right, Frank, thanks.
A Tuesday twist. Where can you get a free pretzel tomorrow? Because it's National Pretzel Day. Caught on camera, look at this little pony. causing a big mess on a South Carolina highway. This tiny horse got loose on the interstate. It actually caused a chain of crashes, about 7 cars. One person was hospitalized, but that person is expected to be okay. Animal control reports the pony was not hurt, and it's back with its owner.
Well, Ford is more than tripling its production of F-150 Lightning pickup trucks. It's the first full-size electric pickup truck to hit the market. The automaker plans to produce 150,000 trucks in the next year or so. Ford says the F-150 Lightning can travel up to 300 miles per battery charge and go from 0 to 60 in less than 5 seconds.
How about a free snack? Tomorrow is National Pretzel Day, and a St. Louis favorite is celebrating. Gus's is offering a free pretzel for each customer tomorrow between 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. Auntie Anne's and Wetzel's Pretzels are offering similar giveaways, so definitely worth stopping by.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next.
He has Chrissy Teigen. Have a great tomorrow.